Deep, deep beneath the earth, there's a place where darkness stretches into realms yet undiscovered. Reality shifts and its edges blur, creating new spaces and realms. One of these realms is known as the Below, the Night World, or simply the Underdark, for the sun never reaches this pitch-black place. Beneath the sky, which consists of a rocky ceiling that puts even the biggest caves to shame, there are waves of viscous, dark water lapping at the shore of few and small islands. These islands are the only dots of inhabitable land within the large ocean, the Black Sea. The biggest one of these islands might have been earth and rock once, but now it consists of metal and concrete, a city bigger than even the great capitals of the lands above. Illuminated only by the white, harsh light of magical lamps, the City of Shadows is home to many folk. Our three protagonists should be wary though, as a single false step in the City of Shadows can plunge you into the dark forever, just as well as one right move can rise you above the rest. A delicate net of intrigue, desire and death weaves all across the city, connecting criminals, civilians and nobles alike. Everyone has to find their place in it. Everyone needs to learn to navigate this treacherous maze. Can you do it? Or will we die alone and forgotten?
Evening, little dove. The name's Sahir Marlowe, and I'll be ferrying your ass and all your shit across the Black Sea this evening. Mind your fingers and toes, keep 'em in the boat, and for Raptor's sake, don't go leaning over the water. See, the waves hide terrible secrets from those that travel the surface. Not much unlike Sahani, the City of Shadows, yeah? You see, little dove, there's all sorts of things to discover in the city, if you know where and how to find them. Me? I'm just a gondolier, nothing special. Yeah, that's what I tell everyone, even if they don't believe me. See, I specialize in being ordinary. Been that way for a long time. I grew up in a group home, the old Soft Touch orphanage in the Silk Scarf district. Growing up was tough, yeah. Working in the textile mills, avoiding the gang wars in the streets, hard lessons from the instructors in the home. There wasn't any time to lament our situation, though. Well, not for most of the kids. I might have been upset, but I earned my way out. See, some wealthy madam stopped by the house one afternoon, claiming to be related to me or something. I eyed her suspiciously, went along with it, though. If it meant getting out of the home, I was game. I followed her around for a few days, and one evening, while she was sleeping, I took off with whatever valuables I could carry in my pockets and snuck off. These days, I don't really take valuables off folks, but information. Speaking of which, what's in the cargo, eh? Don't look so worried. I'm harmless. No secret ever passes these lips. Unless the price is right.
I've seen you before, I think, lingering on your way past the shop. I'm glad you've come in. The arrangements out front are pale shades of what you find in here. And nothing beats one of our custom creations. A bouquet of my own. You flatter me, but I'll not turn it down. There's a language in flowers, you know. I've made enough lovers' tokens and funeral wreaths to tell you that even without knowing why, people quite often like to tell a story with their choices. A daisy here for innocence, a sprig of gladiolus there for remembrance. It won't be one of those ostentatious ones you see delivered up to the parties and cafes in Cleargarden. So, let's say a bit of hollyhock and lavender for height, some sweet peas, and perhaps some butterfly weed near the hands. There's color, but you wouldn't think it much to look at, no? But see here, wrapped in the ribbon, a message for those skilled enough to read it. Yes, metaphorically and literally, for you see that is where you'll find a note for your master. I know who you serve, and have been expecting you for some time. Here, have a bit of forget-me-not before you go. A bright spot of blue against the dark of the city, to keep you on your way.
Hush, little one, for you are safe here in my garden. Who are you, you must be wondering? Well, I am Bronard Denul of the great house Sif, but please do call me Broden. To answer the unasked question, no, I cannot see you. Not directly. However, that is because the natural magics of the world are still at work within me. I've always possessed a certain amount of magic, as demonstrated by the dragon mark of healing that wraps around my horns. A mighty gift bestowed to the members of my house, a gift I was nearly denied when my father was executed for planned crimes against the Night Queen. After that event, I withdrew from the affairs of the house and dedicated myself to this garden. I chose a life of isolation, only leaving to acquire new plants to grow here. But I did not remain isolated. One day I was approached while placing an order for a new flower bush, a group interested in the potential use of gardening to reshape the City of Shadow so that no one would ever go hungry again. I was fooled for a time until my now friend Sahir stopped me and showed me what their true ambition was. I abandoned that group, but they had planted the seeds of an idea. Perhaps I can reshape the City of Shadow through my gardens after all.
Hello everybody, and welcome to City of Shadows, session 10. We made it! Double digits! Whoop whoop! I am Swapper, I will be your Jane today, and with me I have...
Me. I'll go
One
first
day.
because Eva was distracted. Hi, I'm Wren. You can find me on the Twitch and Twitter at Thorny Dryad, and that's not what I'm doing right now. Today I'm supposed to say I'm playing Sahir, who is a morally dubious character, but they're okay, I promise.
Hello, I'm Raven. I am playing the equally morally dubious Broden, a noble Minotaur druid.
I don't know what you all are talking about. I am playing Mercy, who is a sweetheart. She has, like, the best morals. The most moral, perhaps, ever. Also, I'm Eva. This is my channel. Surprise! Swapper, can I say a quick word about St. Jude, and then you can, like...
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. We are still raising money for St. Jude. There's a little, like, thing down in the corner showing our current total. We have unlocked the Dami Mommy cosplay from Resident Evil Village, which I will be doing probably next week. A $15 donation gets you a handwritten thank you postcard with a exceptionally morally dubious cat on it. For $50, you can name an NPC or create a magic item for an upcoming D&D game. I'm not foisting that on you, Swapper. That is either something for one of my games. Horizon's Call, you can choose to use it if you like, but I know you have a very intricate world already built. For $100, you get your name entered into a drawing for character art, such as you see here around the screen. Our resident artist, Michael, will do a commission for you. And I will also draw you a terrible animal art. And for a $500 donation... My little snick. For $500, I will run a game for you offline. Yes. But we are only $75 away from our goal of $500, which will be a Call of the Sea giveaway, which is a video game that is neat if no one has ever played it. Anyway, that's what I've got for now.
Yes. On the slightly lower scale, if you donate $5, you can grant advantage to one of the players, which they may use before or after a roll. They will need it. Right, speaking of needing it, what is going on Does somebody want to recap? Eva, I'm talking to you.
I will recap.
Perfect.
Can you hear that? Fizzy just got stuck in a cardboard box. It's fine. This is fine.
Stuck in a cardboard box.
It was like folded closed on the top, and he stuck his paw in there to get one of the packing peanuts, which he cannot get. And then it was like a little trap. He got his paw in, and he couldn't get it out.
Oh, so, just like in where the red fern grows. What?
Recap.
Recap. We started last time. So Sahir had disappeared. No idea. We had sort of investigated a shop. No one was there. We didn't like steal anything because, no one was there, and it's sort of a mini apocalypse. So what is stealing at that point? Sahir maybe was having some, not that I would know this, but some struggles with themselves, one might say. And they just appeared out of a mirror, which is maybe something to investigate another day. Thank you, Dax. I was going to type it, but I'm just going to say it. We made our way to the roof, which was very zombie, free. We decided that's what we're calling them, zombies. The reanimated, plant-like dead. The streets were a little busy, so we decided to go by rooftop. Burden used their familiar to kind of give us a, who did not at the time have a name, to kind of give us a bird's eye view, even though they're not really a bird. They're kind of a weird, monkey bird fey creature. I don't know. That's not really my area of expertise. We sneak, and Burden decides to just be a panther, I guess, is something they can do. That's fine. Okay, we all have secrets, I guess, that are coming out. We get close to the estate that we're trying to get to, and have you ever heard someone whistle during the apocalypse? It's not a great time. So I hid. I don't know what Sahir was doing, but they were not hiding. They talked to this person who just sort of walked amongst the recently reanimated. I think there's probably something there. Don't really want to investigate that too much. A little gross. Collected a jaw. That's not normal, right? What do you do with a jaw? No, I still don't want to know. It's fine. We make it inside. And we meet the lady of the house, Lady Morbray. We meet Amanda Carlyle. Some of us have met before. It's fine. I could go into, the details of the decor of the house. A little chilly. I'll leave it at that. We spill our guts about what's going on. Some of us have a few more secrets, Broden. No, not gonna speak up. It's their fault. It's fine. Broden started the whole thing. I wasn't really feeling guilty to begin with, but even less guilt now. It's fine. We decide to go to the university. Amanda takes us to the university. We talk to some professors. We figure out a ritual. We have a lot of what we need already. We gather a few more people. And now we are poised on the precipice of said ritual. And I believe that's where we're starting now.
That is indeed where we are starting. Take your d6 of inspiration.
Thank you. And you have a question in chat if you didn't see that.
Yes, you can absolutely use your donation to give each player an advantage. Now, you donated $20, which means I am not a player, so one of them may have 2 advantages. If you could please pick one.
Give it to Eva, because
give it to Eva.
Em has not been rolling well.
Oh god.
As I recall.
Also, somebody's conducting the ritual, and well, that might be Mercy.
Oh no, it might be.
So, you have been led by Professor Silas Warfield to the ritual chamber, which is in a separate complex in the university. It actually looks more like a bunker from outside, still made of white marble and quite ostentatious, but as you enter, there is simply a single hall with a few hatches, and down one of those hatches you are led into a room. This room is circular in nature and has these arcane geometric patterns all over. You can see multiple circles, each one with one explicit purpose which none of you would recognize, but everything seems very geometrical, very thought out. The lines themselves are not done with chalk, but actually edged into the stone and beautifully inlaid with what seems to be either diamond or some other kind of white or translucent gem. And that is where you kind of begin to conduct the ritual under the... Yes, thank you, Dax. Under the strict observation of Professor Silas Warfield, who very much quickly grasps that he is the only one who has any idea how to conduct this ritual. And so he's the one who begins to draw the runic sequences along the circles, who begins to position people. Is there anything any of you would like to do before you start?
Learn how to conduct the ritual.
Yes. So, everything's kind of in its starting positions, and Professor Warfield, still holding this thick ledger, peeks up and kind of talks to all of you. You're all standing at your positions into which he directed you, and it is a bit confusing because he basically has to shout at you from the room. So, this will have to go in a very specific way. First of all, the caster of old blood, and he nods to Lady Morbe, will need to give permission. Each process will take a while, so you might need to fend off the specters of otherworldly forces during that time. It is very important that ritual will not be interrupted. After that was done, the natural caster, I'm not quite sure what you are, he says, pointing at Karen Blackbird, the priest whom you employed, will need to provide the radiant flame of the gods in order to cleanse. This might be somewhat harmful to you, he says and points at Em, but you will need to concentrate on the ritual despite this. That is very important. I cannot understate how important it is that the ritual does not stop once in session. The consequences may be devastating. Anyway, after that, we will need the one who commands the wilds to give some of that power to the conductor. He points at Broden. Is that something you can do?
I believe so, yes.
Good. And afterwards, the conductor themselves needs to actually perform the ritual with all the gifts given. This will then, in theory, cleanse the sickness from the lands when you channel it into the seed you are holding. Now, once somebody gives a gift, they are locked into the ritual and cannot act otherwise. This is very important, so the others will have to protect them Any questions?
Do we maybe recruit some of the other spellcasters about the university to try and defend us?
You could do so, but more people equals more risk for something to go wrong.
Can we, I don't know, do it in a closet and lock the door?
He points at the circles and the entire intricate pattern on the floor. Can you put this in a closet?
I don't know, you're the one who made it. Can you put it in
No,
a closet?
the answer is no, of course not. This is a ritual chamber for a reason. We don't have a ritual closet.
Everything's got to be a chamber. Okay, so ostentatious. All right, well,
You could call it a ritual room.
I hate schools. Okay, were there doors that we could like lock?
Actually, no. The only entrance is what seems to be like a granite-led ladder, which leads to a metal and lead hatch, which is lockable from the out and inside.
Okay. Well, great. We just close the hatch, lock the porthole, and you all can do your nonsense in peace.
All right. So, I will be attending, as I assume Miss Carlyle will. And he looks at Amanda, who just nods, still from her position within the circle. Will you be attending? He says and points at Sahir.
I mean, I'm here. Doesn't that count?
Well, I'm not sure if you are going to bolt or not. Anyway.
I'm more the protecting type.
All right. We'll have to do quite a bit of that. So, unless there's anything, we should begin immediately.
Yeah.
So, Raven, if you were saying something, you were muted. Okay. Never quite sure when somebody forgets to mute themselves or when it's just, something for the void. So, with that, Professor Barfeld falls silent, and all of your gazes kind of turn expectantly to Lady Morbay. Before that happens, however, I need you to go to Roll20, where I have prepared a battle map. Now, I will only use this for, the purposes of distance and everything, and a bit of visualization. The rest will be theater of the mind still. It looks so despairing.
Look, I'm just saying, very stressed to be in the center of this, ritual
It's
situation.
fine. So, the way this is constructed is that Mercy is indeed in the middle of a circle, and around her we can see Karen Blackbird, Oleana Morbay, Broden, and Sahir, all still within this large circle. To the north and south, in separate circles, are Professor Barfeld and Amanda Carlyle, each ready to do whatever it is they're going to do. And as everybody turns to Miss Morbay, she begins to initiate the ritual. She puts her palm up, index finger over it, and you can see this line of magic kind of opening in her skin. And she turns to Mercy and holds her hand out to you. Your hands touch, and you can feel this almost electric current through you and into your body. I, Oleana Morbay, of the House of Morbay, grant you the permission for this ritual. And each word seems to weigh heavily, and once she pulls her hand away with physical effort, there's this almost black sludge that seems to emit from the center circle and coats the entire room, walls, ceiling, floor, and everything seems eerie, seems very off. The hairs on your neck rise, and with that the ritual has officially begun. Lady Morby folds her hand and presses it to her chest, and you can see her eyes closing as she focuses on the upholding of her permission and her ritual. And with that, you can hear this terrible noise, some kind of crossbreed between howling and some other animalistic noise. This as from the wall pulls itself this creature, this wretched creation, not really animal, not really anything else, but it seems to be like a crossbreed between a hyena and some kind of skeletal thing, still dripping this black sludge, summoned by whatever you're doing right now. Please roll initiative. Ooh, the music was on point. All right. 25 to 20? Nobody? 20 to 15?
16.
Also 16.
16. Okay. Which one of you has higher dex?
I have 2.
I have 3.
Okay. Good. Okay. And Broden, you have a 2. All right. Two. All right. Then first we actually have Amanda, who whips around to this horrific creature and seems somewhat stunned at first, but then manages to shake off her stupor as you were all warned that this was going to happen. And you can see her kind of making this movement as pulling something up out of the floor, but instead something comes, you can just see her skin slowly turning not stone or bark, but concretey almost, like this weird cement-like sludge interspersed by chunky rock. And then she will... one moment, please. So many stat blocks. She will... actually not do anything. Actually, no. She will kind of once again raise up her hands, and from the ground you can see these almost tentacles of concrete and steel kind of trying to wrap around this creature as he casts Entangle. The creature has 11 plus 15. I do believe this saves, unfortunately. Yes, the creature, however, manages to break free and rips through steel and concrete. Right, which brings us to Sahir.
Well, okay. This is good. So we're in a circle with the creepy monster. This is perfectly fine. No problem. I'm gonna go ahead and draw out that rapier I have.
Mm-hmm.
And wait, before I move anywhere, I'll call to whoever the man orchestrate the individual orchestrating this ritual. Is it okay if I move from my space?
As
or do
long
I have
as
to
you're
stay
not
here?
participating directly, yes.
Okay,
You
great.
aren't.
Yeah, I didn't think I was. And then I'm like instantly springing from the spot, racing over to the creature, and I need to make sure I don't have any spells that are useful right now. Nope. Okay, and then I'm just gonna stab it.
All right, give me an attack roll, please.
Give me that sweet, sweet stabbing.
Sweet stabbing.
Oh gosh, nope. That's gonna be a 7.
7, that does not hit. Or rather, it does, but then there's this noise as your rapier connects with one of the bones sticking out.
Ooh. Just kind of got the tip of the sword wedged into it and just look over to its face. Hi there. Pull the
Just
rapier
smell
out.
this horrible odor from its mouth.
Sorry about that. Don't think anything of it.
Alright, anything else you want to do? Okay. Then we have Mercy. Mercy, could you please give me a concentration check at the beginning of your round?
Yes.
You have, at the moment, +2 to this.
I haven't done concentration in forever. Is it just a straight roll?
I believe it is Constitution, if I'm not completely wrong.
I will take your word.
I always get this confused.
11.
11. That does save your concentration. Barely, but you manage to kind of keep on through this weird energy. You are free to do whatever you like during this round, as you are just the conductor, actually, and not participating currently.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Oh, and we do have advantages.
You do have advantages.
So if I'm conducting, can I still cast something?
Yep, you can. For now.
For now.
You're basically just holding right now and not actively doing anything.
Then I would like to kind of swivel a hand in the direction of the creature. It looks like a horse from above, honestly, on the map.
It is very horse-like, actually.
Yeah, it's...
If a horse had a nightmare and got stuck there.
Yeah, like a clay horse that's starting to melt. Wow,
Yeah.
nope, don't like that.
I do. I'm a fan.
Yeah, you would. I would like to just sort of toss a firebolt in that direction, please, and thank you.
All right, giving an attack roll, please.
That is... I have to add something to that. That is an 18.
That does hit. Please roll me damage.
My poor baby sorcerer. I have no idea what she's doing. That is a 6.
6 points of damage, all right. So it kind of recoils as this fireball hits it square in the chest-ish region. It's very hard to tell. Anything else you want to do?
No, I'll stay where I am. Thank you.
All right. Next up, we have Karen Blackbird, who actually can't do anything this turn concerning ritual, since it's still Morbay's turn. So he will actually move to this creature. And actually, Sahir, can you drag yourself on the map, please, to tell me where the fuck you are?
Never. Oh, I can't go that far. Actually, I probably shouldn't have been able to strike at it, huh?
It is quite big.
Oh, that's not a lie, because I could do cunning action for a dash, and I could have still gotten there, so...
Okay. Yeah. So, Blackbird kind of rushes over a bit quicker than any individual you really witnessed until now. And as he does, you can see him kind of pressing his hands together, and from them sprouts this beautiful, almost rose-like construction made of leaves and thorns. It looks surprisingly solid, like a sword made of plants, and then strikes the creature with it. For 17, okay, that hits. And that does not hit. Okay. So he strikes the creature once and then kind of misses as it kind of rears back from the first hit for 8 points of necrotic damage. As it kind of rears back, and you can hear him screeching one more time. After that, we have Professor Varfield, who will immediately take the dodge action and then move back, very far back, as he probably he climbs the ladder as far as he can, like to the hatch, not opening it, but he climbs it like somebody, I don't know, being afraid of like a wolf or something on top of the tree. That is his turn. After that, we have the creature, and the creature will first attack Sahir with actually not Sahir. It will attack Blackbird with its bite. You can see it opening its maw, these horrible crooked teeth, kind of snapping at him. But he manages to just kind of parry it with its blade, with his blade. But then it brings up these hoofs to once again hit. I mean, it did not like Sahir. Let's leave this up to chance. Okay, Sahir, you're lucky once. Oh yes, and this actually does hit Blackbird. For some damage, you can see it kind of connecting its hooves into his body. He managed to kind of brace himself, but he's hurt. Apart from that, we move on to... actually, one moment. As a bonus action, it will then take the disengage action as it hits somebody with its hooves. And it will move towards the ritual. It needs to go around you. 10. I don't like this. 10. Then... Okay, so it can't quite reach Lady Morbe. But it is there. It is being threatening in people's faces.
Does Sahir get... Do they get attacks
No,
of
it
opportunity?
took the disengage action, bonus action. So, next up we have Lady Oleana, who is invested in the ritual and can't do anything. Broden, it is your turn.
So, it's still Morbe's turn to do stuff, which means I can still freely do stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Need to read the exact wordage on Thornwhip. Thank you, Roll20, for not actually having this spell.
Roll20 is very peculiar about the spells it has.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna cast Thornwhip.
Mm-hmm.
So, which is an attack roll that if it hits, it pulls the target creature of size large or smaller towards me 10 feet.
All right.
Which you said it's size large?
It is large, yes.
Should bring it within like melee distance of me.
That's good, Emmy.
10 feet.
Yep. Right. I've just made it bigger.
Ah.
Right. Give me an attack roll, please, for this Thornwood.
Going to use my advantage.
Yep.
That's a natural 20.
Ooh. So you remember the rules? So max damage and then roll again.
Alright. So that's 6 plus 4. It takes 10 piercing damage. Magical.
10 piercing damage. Okay.
And it is pulled towards me a number. Yes, 10.
10 feet. Okay, so it kind of tries to strain against this thorny whip kind of in its flesh, but you manage to yank it, and it is powerless against your magic and kind of skids towards you.
Mm-hmm.
You can see actually its hoofs do not scratch the floor one bit. The ritual chamber seems to be quite sturdy for reasons. Anything else I would like to do?
I don't have healing words, so no.
All right. Then we go back to Amanda, who just had her plans kind of ruined a bit, but that's fine. She will. Oh, nice. She will kind of move to her left, and then you can suddenly feel this cold and harsh wind, like something you would encounter under a bridge, under the bridge of a canal or something, blow and then intensify as she casts Gust of Wind. It is a straight line of 60 feet from her, and any creature that starts its turn must make a strength saving throw or be blown away. So currently nothing happens, but there is a line blowing here. I believe it just barely manages to avoid anybody important. And Professor Barfield is on the... What?
I said, how convenient.
Yes, how convenient. Almost like she's placed her spell that way. Professor Barfield is on the ladder, so he is not concerned by that. So here, it is your turn.
Oh, good. Well, considering how lucky I got last time, I'm going to try again. I'm going to basically run and slide on my run towards the creature and drop down to my knees to slice at it, because of course I am. Gotta be theatrical, and use a little bit of that momentum to try and get a better strike this time. Curious question, and
Yes.
as a rogue I have to know this, is it engaged with any other characters at this moment?
It is currently engaged with Broden, so sneak attack away.
Yes! Oh, does a 19 hit?
It does hit.
Fantastic. So let's roll some sweet damage with that sneak attack. Alright. So that's going to be 7 from the rapier and another 2 with the thing.
So 9 in total?
9 total.
All right. So the creature's starting to look hurt, actually. It isn't dead multiple times yet, but you managed to kind of tear chunks of flesh away. The thorn whip actually managed to still kind of stick in it. It is ripped by now, but it did its job, and it looks hurt. Anything else you would like to do?
No, I think I'm okay at this point.
All right. Mercy?
Wrong dice. $15. For
15.
You still want me to do concentration, right?
Yep, you're still doing concentration. You managed to hold the vestige of Morway's power within you.
Okay, so this thing is... The wind isn't between it and me, is it? That goes
The wind blows from here to here.
Okay. Could I reasonably guess that I could safely cast Firebolt again?
Yes.
Then, surprising no one, I think I'm going to just go ahead and do that again.
All right. Give me some attack rolls. Or
This-
one, to be specific.
This time with the correct modifier. 16.
16. All right. 16 does hit.
Ooh. 10.
10. All right.
0 points of damage.
That would be hilarious. 10. Actually, this time the bolt hits it square in the head, and you can smell the burned flesh sizzling. And it actually doesn't give like a screech, it just gives this.
Oh.
Okay. So, next up, unless you want to do anything else,
Nah.
we have Karen Blackbird, who will return to his position in the circle, as it is now his. His go. He will extend a hand to Mercy and say, try to dodge this, at least in a bit, and cast Sacred Flame on you. Give me a dexterity saving throw, please.
20. I have never
20.
rolled a 20 on these dice. It's a unicorn.
All right. So,
Oh, 22. I'm sorry. Math.
It still succeeds. You take no radiant damage, but still being the target of the spell, you manage to kind of gleam off this radiant energy, and you can feel it join the vestige of Lady Morbay's command, and you can now kind of feel this energy coursing through you, and the whole room begins to develop this almost gravity centered on you. You feel like a power cable with about 1 billion volts running through you. It's very distracting. Afterwards, we have Varfield, once again dodge action, and the creature, once again, at the start of the turn, it has to make a strength saving throw, which it, I believe, nope, it just barely fails it. So it is pushed. Sorry. Lots of spells in play here. Well, I say lots of spells. I believe it's 15 feet. Yes, it is pushed 15 feet away. That unfortunately does not warrant an attack of opportunity since it's involuntary movement. But still. So it kind of skids along. I believe that was 15 feet. Yep. It skids along, still caught in that line of wind. It will, however, take the opportunity to extract itself from that gust of wind, and then get close to Broden. Whoops, no, I did not want to move the map. Right, Broden. It will attack you once with its bite for, oh, I don't believe that hits, actually. 9. For under the attack roll? No. Okay, so it kind of tries to bite you, but you just duck below. And then it once again brings up these hoof-like appendages to hit you. I believe that hits, however, for a 24. You take... Oof, oh god. 11, 15 points of bludgeoning damage. Are you still up?
What do you mean I'm up? Yes, I'm still up. I'm not even bloody.
Not even bloodied? Well, we can change that. The creature will remain next to you. And we have... then... Oleana, She-Holds, and Broden.
I assume that the priest is going to have to maintain for another round before it's my turn.
Correct.
All right. I'm working off the assumption that this thing is immune to poison damage.
That's an assumption you just made.
Yeah. Considering it doesn't exactly seem to have flesh.
Oh, it does have flesh. Lots of it.
Oh, I thought it was tar.
Well, just because it's not natural flesh doesn't mean it doesn't have it.
All right, fine.
Have you seen flesh warping like boiling water?
No.
Well, you have now.
Fine. Cast Ray of Sickness on it.
Ooh. What do I need to do?
I believe I need to make an attack roll.
Oh, right, it's a ray.
Yes, it is an attack. No, yes, it is a ranged spell attack, which I roll 20. This is 17 plus.
Yep, hits.
5 hit.
Yep.
So 20.
Which actually doesn't seem too difficult to hit.
All right. I need more D8. That's a 1 and an 8, respectively.
Okay, so 9 points of poison damage, was it?
Yes. And it
Oh,
must
boy.
make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, it is considered poisoned until the end of my next turn.
Ooh, good. So you send off this, what is it, a green ray? What does it look like?
I imagine that it would come out looking like thorny vines and like strike the creature and like grab it around the neck, and the thorns would inflict the poison before withering.
These poisonous thorns kind of push into its flesh, and it once again screams as you can see this warping flesh slow, and it's almost like these pustules are popping up everywhere, and it kind of moves sluggishly as you inflict heavy damage on it. It now looks close to death, and I believe it does not succeed on the Constitution saving throw. That's a 12.
No, that does not succeed.
It is poisoned. Nice one. So afterwards, we have once again Amanda, who will cancel the gust of wind before Sahir is also blown away by it, and then. Oh, she can. She kind of almost shoulders her wife out of the way as she moves. And then her hand is kind of coated almost what looks to be like a mixture of glass and steel with these sharp nails as she just tries to lay into this creature. Ooh, nice. That does hit. I honestly did not expect that, to be quite perfectly honest, but she deals 11 points of damage. The creature is almost dead. It looks very badly hurt and kind of moving. Its flesh is still boiling with this sickness, and then once again you've kind of reduced it to bones almost. Bones coated by flesh. It's not looking good. Bones coated by flesh, like most bones are, actually. So here, please distract us from me.
Talking about bones.
Yep,
Coated
me
in
talking
flesh.
about bones.
We're all just meat with a skeleton inside.
Speak for yourself.
Sorry, I could also have said we're all skeletons with meat on the outside. So, this creature's real pain in the butt. I'm gonna go ahead and scuttle over across the floor after it basically was pulled away from me. Just scoot, and as I draw close to it, I'm going to go ahead and try and use my rapier to just strike at its ankles. Like, literally, I'm just going to try and skewer the ankles.
All right, give me an attack roll.
And see what happens. Oh, that's a 22.
22, that does hit. And it is sneak attack.
Oh, not great damage. That's going to be 9 total.
9 total. How do you want to do this?
Hooray! So it as I'm scooting across the floor, I take a look at the hind legs that it's standing on, and I just drive the point straight through the ankle, and then rip it out, and then do the same thing to the next one as I continue to just kind of like move briskly past it, and then watch as it collapses on the floor. And then drive the point straight down into its back.
So with one last, it dies as your rapier sinks into it and seems to find some form of an organ. Slowly, it kind of sinks down into this weird mucus-covered floor. And afterwards, we have Mercy. Please give me a concentration check. You have +4 to this.
Oh, I don't think I added my other +2 last time. It's fine. It's cool. I know what I'm doing. $15.
15. You succeed still. Anything you want to do?
Currently we're alone in the room.
You're currently alone in the room, yes.
Or we're free of antagonistic creatures.
You're
Then
free of bullshit.
I will keep hanging on. Just staying where I am.
Good. You can feel the seed in your hand growing warm, and from it there bursts this weird tentacle-like, vine-like things and disperse through the room. And from the floor, you can see these almost lava-like creatures made of plant matter appear from the floor. They don't make any sound, but when they move, there's this rustling from leaves on leaves.
Is it too late to hold an action?
I would say yes.
Okay.
Since you didn't know this was coming, and
No, it was more of something akin to like this other thing showed up, but okay. Nope, I'm good. That's fine.
okay, let me just look. There are 4 of these in total. And here. Perfect. Moving on, we then have, I would like OneNote to follow my scrolling when I do it. Karen Blackbird engaged in the ritual, and afterwards Professor Barfield, he still holds dodge action. And actually I noticed I need to roll initiative for these things, so give me a moment. 15.
On the map, they look worm-esque. They are much less concerning looking than the weird melty horse thing. But looks can be
sure.
deceiving. I'm just describing for the viewers.
Yep.
I am concerned about weird, wiggly flesh worms.
You should be. All right. Afterwards, they're actually not fleshworms. They're made of plants, so that makes it better or worse. I don't know. The upper one begins to move. Let's call this one T1, and tries to attack. Ooh, they have ranged stuff, so that's nice. Will attack Blackbird. So it kind of begins to wiggle, and its thorny, almost tentacle-like appendages kind of sink into him, or try at least to. Yes, they do hit for... they actually do quite okay damage. 7 points of damage to him. They kind of sink into, and you can hear this as he tries to maintain concentration. He does have the same bonuses that Mercy has.
Oof. Wait, does he have wall cost? He does, and thank God for that, because I just rolled a 2. Oh, never mind, it's a 3. So with the +4, that is a 7, which does not maintain concentration. So, Mercy, abruptly you can feel this radiant energy flicker out as he kind of drops to one knee and turns around to the worm, unable to maintain concentration. Next up, we have the second worm, whom we shall name T2, who slithers up to, I believe, yes, Lady Morbay, and will try to attack her. I'm rolling really well. These shouldn't hit as consistently as they do, but they do, and I'm delighted. For 4 points of damage, so not as much. She, however, tries to maintain concentration as well. She only has a +2 since Karen dropped out, and barely manages to refrain from dropping her permission as well. Next up, we have Professor Barfield, who will take the dodge action and yell, "Watch out, there's worms or something!" in case somebody hadn't noticed. This is much more exciting than I bargained for. And afterwards, we have the third worm, who will attack Miss Carlyle and fail miserably. So you can see these thorns kind of spreading out, and almost in a weird metaphor for industrialism or something, tries to attack her concrete skin and just... She looks at it and pulls out the vein and rips it off. You need to play better than that. Afterwards, we have Orleana, who maintains her concentration. Just to clarify, the NPCs don't need to maintain concentration at the start of the round, only when they hit. The conductor, so M, needs to do this the entire time, since, you know, you're the conductor. Afterwards, we have the fourth worm, who, I believe, is free to wiggle on over to Mercy. So the worm moves over and tries to hit our dear conductor for, I don't believe that hits actually, 11. 11 doesn't hit, so you manage to just barely evade these vine tentacles and manage to not be pierced by the thorns. Next up, we have Broden. Broden, normally it would be your turn now, but Cam dropped out, which means that he has to reapply.
Yes, which means that's going to be at least another 2 rounds. So I'm going to Thorn Whip the one that just attacked Mercy. Try and pull it between myself and Sahir.
Mm-hmm.
Does a 17 hit?
A 17 does hit, yes.
That's 86. 5 points of magical piercing.
All right. Give me a second, please. And it gets pulled over to you. Right.
10 feet.
10 feet, all right. So your own vine wraps around it and kind of brings this weird worm plant thing over towards you. Where are you? Right. And actually managed to bring it right next to you. Anything else?
I said the one that attacked Mercy.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Yep. Still manages to. What do you want it here?
I want it here.
Okay.
So that it's specifically between myself and Sahir.
That's what you said. Okay.
Sorry.
Sorry.
All right.
Right. Anything else?
I don't have any bonus action healing spells, so no.
All right. So we get back to Amanda, who will lay into the worm that just attacked her with a natural 20. Go on. So that's 8 plus 3, that's 11 plus 6, 17 points of damage. Okay, so she kind of gorges into this creature and manages to tear a big chunk out of it. It is not dead yet, but it is dying. Afterwards, she... can she do something here? She cannot, unfortunately. She will move on to... We will move on to Sahir.
With all these worms flopping around, I'm standing in the pile of the melted horse goo, and I just look at the weird plant worms, and I yell, and I thought the gross horse thing was bad enough, but now we've got... What is this? Broden, this didn't come out of your garden, did it?
I mean, it kind of did.
God. All right.
I deny everything.
I deny everything. I am going to... I need a breather. I'm going to cast Sleep through my Aberrant Dragon Mark.
Ooh, good call.
Which, if I remember correctly, that was like on the small of my back, the mark.
Yes, I believe it was kind of under your shoulder blade where you got stabbed by a dagger.
Right. Yep. And I feel like that same burning sensation from the first time it happened, and also when I was stabbed the other day. And I focus on that, and I remember, oh yeah, this whole thing. And I look at all the little worms wiggling and thrashing and being gross, and I think to myself, I sure hope these things sleep. And I will go ahead and roll my d8s and see how much hit points I can put to sleep.
Would Sahir move to get the other worms inside of the range of sleep?
Oh, probably. I mean, Wren totally would. So yes. It's a 90-foot range. Are they more than 90 feet?
90, wasn't it 20? Creatures within 20 feet of a point you choose.
Gotcha.
Right. Sorry.
Okay. 20 feet of a... Yep, so pick a point in 90 feet and there, from there. Yeah, so...
Yeah, I believe, actually, yeah, then you would be able to get all of them. Sorry. So you go.
12, 15, 23, and 26 hit points worth of sleepy worms. It starts with the most injured ones.
Yeah. So the one next to Broden, it would then be, I believe. No, actually, the one next to Amanda will definitely fall asleep, as will the one next to Broden. The third one does not sleep. Not only has a neat little thing for that, doesn't it? Sure, let's just sleep as a hand grenade now. That's fine. That's my feelings about sleep. So these two are asleep. The ones next to Bronar and Amanda. The second one isn't, as is the other one up top not. So, anything else?
I will, seeing the two fall asleep, I will run over to the pal up top that's been bitten and is going, oh, there's worms, and I'm gonna defend him as best I can. So
sounds good. Can you give me a performance check, just to see how annoying you are to the worm?
Performance? Oh, I mean,
I feel like Sahir should get advantage on this for some reason.
I don't need it. I just rolled a 21.
Perfect. So you kind of just get up in the worm's face, kind of with your rapier, kind of poke it one time, and the worm kind of turns to you with its eyeless gaze.
Hey there, creepy crawly.
Mercy, please give me a concentration check with a +2. Come on, break the ritual.
Before I roll this, I just want to double check.
Yes.
So if I roll this and want to add either the advantage or the d6, it's before you tell me whether or not it succeeds or fails? Or do I have to
No.
call it before I even roll it?
You can do both of these even after I tell you it fails or succeeds.
Okay.
You can just go, I want to add that, because, you know,
Okay, I just
and inspiration.
want to know.
It's fine.
Plus, I'm going to advantage that. Thank you,
Alright.
Dax.
Thank you, Dax.
I'm not even going to tell you what it was.
Also, there is still a spare advantage floating around, so if anybody wants to take that, because I refuse to take it. I have all the tools I need. I don't want to murder you.
And we
Don't give me
said
advantage.
Constitution, right? So that's 19.
Constitution, yes. 19? Okay, so for once, once again used to this high current of energy, as Cam suddenly drops out, you just almost effortlessly maintain concentration on just the permission itself. Anything you want to do?
I'm really liking this whole firebolt thing. It's very convenient to me not moving. And so I think I would just like to do that again to that awake worm.
Awake worm. Which one of them?
So the one next to Rodan is asleep, the one next to Amanda's asleep. And the one behind... Can I hit
Mowbray?
the one behind Mowbray?
Yeah, you can just tell her to duck.
Okay.
Duck, where?
How'd that get in here?
A nightmare duck emerges.
Alright. Then yes, the one behind her.
Alright, give me an attack roll.
13.
13 hits. Give me damage. And you can see as the fire kind of sizzles its plant matter. This is very effective. This is very effective.
That's a 5.
That's a 5, so it takes 10 points of damage.
And that'll be... that is good for me.
Alright. Next up, we have Karam, and he will once again... Alright, just try this again. Cast Sacred Flame on you, Mercy. Give me a dexterity saving throw, please. I don't know. Seven. That is not a success, and you take 4 points of radiant damage as you kind of get seared by this radiant flames. I need another concentration check. However, as you kind of once again feel that energy, you do have +4 as Blackbird is once again re-engaged. $18. So you managed to maintain concentration even through the burn of the radiant flame. Next up, we have the first worm, who is sitting next to Sahir and Blackbird. And the worm is not tactically savvy, so it will just attack Sahir, because Sahir is the most annoying target. And I do believe a 9 does not hit your AC, so it kind of fires these thorns after you, but you manage to just barely duck out of the way, and you can see them sink into the wall. After that, we have the second worm next to Morbay, and the worm will continue to attack her, since there's nothing else in sight. A 17. Normally she would shield this, but she can't. So that hits her for 9 points of damage. She will try to maintain concentration. With a 16, she manages to do so even through the pain of the thorns. She kind of presses out, "I would appreciate it if somebody got this thing off me." Afterwards, we have Varfield, who has stopped informing you of the presence of the worms and is now cowering on top of the ladder. Since he doesn't have a weapon. He has a very heavy book. Afterwards, we have the third worm, which is sleeping. Can I save against sleep, or is it just... Nope. Okay, sounds good. Afterwards, we have Oleana, maintains concentration. The fourth worm sleeps. Broden. You're muted.
I'm gonna move up to there, up to next to both the priest, but to be opposite the worm.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
you would
gonna
have to move 30 feet instead of 25 to flank properly.
Oh, I can do that. I can do that.
Barely.
Well, I'm gonna walk 20 feet
Mm-hmm.
to there. Touch the priest, cast Cure Wounds.
Ooh, good call.
And then I'm gonna walk the remaining 10 feet, and since I'm not moving 20 feet as a dash, I can't use the horns.
Please give me the Cure Wounds first, as something happens that you did not initially expect.
Okay. So D8 plus spellcasting modifier 6. So that's gonna be a grand total of +3, right? Yep. So that's gonna be a total of 4 hit points.
4
I
hit
rolled a
points.
1.
All right. So as you touch Karam, you can also see the wounds on Mercy and Oleana begin to slightly grow closed as the spell affects the entire ritual, not just one of them.
Excellent. I totally knew that. Yeah.
Yep,
I'm
you did.
now standing like right there.
All right.
What was the healing on that?
4, I believe.
4 hit points.
Okay. Anything else you want to do? You wanted to attack with your arm?
That's my movement, my full action. Yeah, no.
Okay. Moving on. We have then Amanda, who isn't versed enough to know that the spell would be cancelled if she attacks, so she will attack. I believe she has advantage since it's sleeping. That makes sense, right?
Not gonna help her buddy.
She that is a very good
Specifically
point.
ask for help.
That is a very good point. Yeah, she's gonna move. It's a very good point. I actually forgot I said that. Opposite to gain flanking, and then she will. One moment. Actually, she will move next to her and cast Thunder Wave, hoping to kind of get that worm away. That is a Constitution saving throw from the worm, which it fails miserably. So you can kind of see her from the steel arm extends this electricity that and unloads, and the worm takes 10 points of damage. It does not look good anymore, and is pushed away 10 feet, which isn't the best, but better than nothing. Incidentally, landing a square in the middle of one of the geometrical patterns. Nothing happens though, since I didn't plan that. Sahir, what do you want to do?
Stab a worm.
Stab a worm.
I ran over this way to protect our pal here. Yeah, because I can't remember anyone's name right now.
Karen Blackbird.
I'm gonna just start swiping away at this groundworm. And I forgot. We all had an advantage that was donated to us, didn't we? Yeah.
Yep. You do have an advantage because of flanking, anyways.
Also, oh wait, flanking also gives advantage?
Yep.
Good for me. Okay. Great. Terrific. Does a 13 hit?
It does, yes.
Oh, thank goodness.
These creatures are not the hardest to hit. Their AC is 11.
Small miracles. 7 damage.
7 damage. Plus sneak attack?
Oh yeah.
Oof.
I'm rolling great. So just kind of taking the tip of that rapier and like trying to get a good strike on this worm, but like every time I feel like I'm about to skewer it, it just kind of wiggles a little bit. And it just kind of like pinch the side instead.
Yep.
So I'm a little distracted with just trying to get this worm. And I guess that'll be my action. No bonuses, no anything else.
Mercy, it is your turn. You have +4 to concentration.
Got this. 12?
12 still succeeds. The DC is 10 as for most concentration, and thus you're taking damage.
I didn't know if it was changing.
Nope, it was not.
Oh, good.
It was not. Since you did not bring any additional parties into this ritual.
Oh, good. Hey, team. We did good.
Don't worry, statistics say that you will fail eventually.
Yep.
I mean,
I already did. Yeah.
Yep.
Not gonna dwell on that.
Do it.
The one behind Lady Morbray is
badly hurt.
okay. I'm a firebolt it.
All right, give me an attack roll. Firebolters are working out for you.
It really is.
That is one cantrip well invested in.
I don't have to go anywhere. Okay, so that is 11.
11. Okay. That does hit, just barely. Like the firebolt kind of swooshes towards it, and it looks for a moment like it might dodge, but then it hits the end of the worm. Roll me some damage.
That is 3.
3, so that's 6 points of damage. The worm kind of moves, and this leaf rustling gets more and more intense as it looks badly charred at this point. It is not quite dead yet. Afterwards, we have Karen, who... Yes. Barely manages to hold on to concentration, but completes his round in the ritual. I didn't need to roll concentration since that's not the... That's just for mercy. He is concentrating very hard on his life.
Proud of him.
He finishes his part in the ritual and just needs to uphold his this radiant flame. So that's his turn. Then we have the first worm, who will still attack here with a 14.
That's gonna be enough.
Okay, so here you take 9 points of piercing damage as the thorns sink into you.
I've got a thing for this.
You have a thing for this?
I have a thing for this.
What is the thing?
What is the thing? Let me just double check again.
Is it called a shield?
No. I'm gonna roll a d100 if you don't mind.
No, I don't mind at all.
And see if something crazy happens. Something unexpected. So close.
Damn it. That would have been amazing.
Yeah, right. Okay. So, yeah, I take that 8 damage and, ouch.
Broden, you see the thorns sink in, and for but a moment, there's something incredibly uncanny about Sahir, like they might fleet at any second. But then the blood begins to trickle, and nothing happens. Nothing out of the ordinary. Like there was just this moment. You're not quite sure if it was a trick of the eyes or the ritual or something, but something seemed really wrong. Anyway, moving on. We have the second worm, which is badly hurt, and will move over to attack Amanda, since Amanda hurt it badly. It hits for... I'm rolling really well on the damage for these things. Like, that's not supposed to happen. Anyway. That is actually the first time she's hit, so that's fine. So 8 points of damage as the thorns actually managed to crack her concrete skin and managed to kind of pull this... It seems like blood, but it has this oily sheen to it from her body. Sahir. No, sorry, not Sahir. Barfeld, dodge action. Third worm is asleep. Oleana in the ritual. Fourth worm is also still asleep. Broden, it is your turn, and the ritual waits on you.
So I'm gonna... I forgot that I still have my familiar with me, and that it has a separate initiative. It has an initiative of 3.
All right. That's still before you.
Yes. It's going to have, from this point forward, it's going to have a general order of aid, aid Sahir, and then actually, no, I won't be able to do anything else. So it's going to just aid Sahir. It would have been useful before now to cast touch spells when I wasn't touching someone.
Yes, it would have.
The
Fimmer kind of drops from the ceiling where it has been
yes, I'm gonna
for quite some time.
Let Isori, just flutter about near where I'm currently standing and generally provide aid to Sahir, and then I'm gonna walk back to my starting position in the ritual.
You will take an attack of opportunity.
Right.
Which is a 6. So yeah, you can actually hear the thorns swishing by your head, and then sinking.
I act as if nothing happened.
Cool. People don't look at thorns being flung at them. This
is my domain. Right? You dare to attack me in my own.
I believe this is very much not your domain.
No, I meant thorns and vines.
But
yeah. So. I'm trying to figure out what spell I'm gonna use.
Do you have one use of wild shape left?
I don't.
No, you don't. Okay. That would have been optimal.
Oh, I do have healing word. Oh yeah, because of my dragon mark. I'm gonna cast healing word as my spell.
All right. Which level is that?
First. You act as though I have anything other than first.
Fair enough. So nothing particularly amazing happens. Healing word goes through as a normal spell, much like Sacred Flame did. So roll the healing on everybody, including you, as you are now part of the ritual. You do not take damage, Mercy, so you do not need to roll concentration. You can feel this... For the first time, you can actually feel Broden's magic, this primal, natural thing coursing through your veins and straight into the seed, causing it to become even warmer, but it mingles with the radiance and all above the permission to destroy and cleanse. And you can feel the seed actually beginning to crack. And there's this immense power. The gravity seems to become denser and denser by the second, to the point where it's actually physical. Broden, what's the healing?
So, remember when I rolled a 1 on the cure wounds? I
Yes.
just rolled a 4 on the healing word. So
that's in
maximum
total?
on the worst spell. So 7 points of healing for everyone.
Okay, not bad. Not bad at all. So the wounds of everyone begin to close up, and Oleana looks actually pretty fine at this point. So, Amanda, this is her turn, and the worm did return. She has another spell slot, so she's just going to Thunder Wave again. Actually, how does this worm look? Actually, no, she's just going to try and hit it with her weird steel claw, which succeeds. And I believe, unless she rolls terribly bad. She rolled terribly bad. And that is 3 plus 3, that's 6 points of damage. She actually manages, with terrible damage, to just barely off the worm. Like the worm kind of wiggles free, and then she just kind of moves her finger and snaps its head off, and the worm lies still and begins to sink down into the ground. And she kind of, damn it, upon her miserable performance. So that is 1 worm down, and we move on to Sahir.
Just 1 worm down.
1 worm down.
1 worm. 1 worm. Well, there's 1 in front of me, so I'm just gonna start. You know, honestly, I know I should stab it, but I almost feel like I just want to stomp on it.
We can play for that, sure.
Just start like taking my heeled boots and like doing a stiff leg kick and just try and stomp the crap out of that thing.
We say that's a rapier attack for now.
I mean,
for
if
this
you want to be
particular
generous,
enemy.
yes, but I'm perfectly fine with literally making it just an unarmed strike because that's what it is. But
All
yeah,
right. Yeah, sure, go for it.
just stomping on this little jerk.
I mean, well, actually, this is an important question. What's the heal situation on Sahir like?
I feel like they were described as like platform kind of shoes, so there's kind of a square heel on the back.
Okay. I don't know. If it were particularly pointy heels, I might say. But no, unfortunately. Pointy heels are great weapons. If you have the balance of a god. Thankfully, I managed.
It's gonna be a 15.
15 does hit. Give me an unarmed strike. This one looks fine, so that probably won't be a killing blow. Well, you do have sneak attack for this since it is engaged. And sneak attacks, I do house rule that they also use function with unarmed strikes, because that's a rule that I literally see no sense in. Like, why is it there? What does it prevent? Monks, you can only sneak attack once.
Ranged, you mean?
It's weird.
Let's make. Oh wait, that's just going to be 3 damage.
3 points of damage in total. Okay, so you kind of stomp on the worm. You can feel this weird, resistant texture beneath your foot. This kind of squish. Anything else you would like to do?
That was gross, and I'll use my. I'll draw a dagger, and then I guess I'll just get ready to start, like, I feel satisfied squishing it a little bit. Now I'm just going to start stabbing it again next turn, I guess.
All right. Where's your rapier?
Still in my hand.
Okay.
It was like, I was just holding it, and I just, like, stomped down on the little bastard.
Okay. Mercy, it is your turn. Please roll me a concentration check with +6.
I unmuted this time. Ha!
You did.
We're at 13.
13. All right. That is a success. What do you do? Firebolt or something else? To firebolt or not to firebolt, 'tis no question.
I mean, I think if you my spell list is very specific, and that's like the only thing I've got. These two are still sleeping. Is that what I'm seeing here?
Yep.
And it's Karen across from me.
Sorry, it's what?
Karen, Blackbird across from me.
Yes, Karen. Yes.
Um,
Once again, he can just duck.
Yeah, I would like to.
No. Why?
Hey, down just a little bit. And I will. I would love to. I'm really getting the hang of this firebolt thing, so I'd like to firebolt.
Okay, you do you. Give me an attack roll, please.
That is a 10.
A 10 does not hit, unfortunately, as Sahir kind of squishes and then kind of kicks it to the side, and in that exact moment, the firebolt lands on the floor, and Sahir actually had kind of to step back so you don't get burned.
Watch where you're shooting those.
Sorry. I thought I had the hang of them. They're
We'll set up some cans in a backyard later.
Okay, I really appreciate that you think there's going to be a later. That's possibly the most optimistic thing I've ever heard you say. I feel like we're all going to come out of this different people.
You have no
Definitely. From up the ladder.
I love.
Anything else you want to do?
No, I think snarky quips are probably the extent of my turn.
Karam holds concentration. The worm attacks Sahir still with a 13. Does that hit? No, it does not. All right. Please do take pity on me. I only have one screen. Sometimes I'm not seeing Zoom. So you managed to evade. The second worm is dead. Varfield takes the dodge action heroically. The third worm sleeps. The fourth worm sleeps. Familiar takes the 8 action. Broden, you complete your turn in the ritual. Then we have Amanda, who will move over and attack the worm with advantage since they're here. It hits for 8 points of damage. Nice. The worm is not dead yet. It is seriously hurt. Sahir, it's your turn.
These dang worms. Okay.
These dang worms on my property.
These dang worms. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and strike this worm. Strike this worm with. Well, I've kicked it enough. Now I'm just gonna stab at it again.
Sounds good.
And there's another person there. So
there is. You have
give
advantage.
Me
and sneak attack.
That. Oh gosh, no. Okay, so the rapier misses because I just rolled 10. And then I will attack also with a dagger, which I pulled out. So it's like stab. I stab down. Just kind of scrape the floor, and as I'm extending too far forward, just come in at the knife with my left hand.
Actually, since the floor is currently covered in this weird stuff, it would be more like a as your dagger sinks in, rapier sinks in.
Schlorp. That's going to be a 20.
A 20 hits.
And then it's just going to be, ooh, I can get sneak attack on this one because it hits. Oh boy! Wow! Great! Cool! I love it. 2 damage.
2 damage. All right. That does not finish the worm, but barely. Mercy. You have the power you need. Could you please give me a concentration check with +6 before completing the ritual?
Sixteen.
16. Right. So, with the permission to cleanse the lands, the wilds, and radiant damage to purge on your side, you kind of clench your hand around the seed which has begun cracking, and I need a spellcasting check from you. So that is your spellcasting ability plus your proficiency modifier. You have +3 in addition.
Oh, in addition. 2, 3. Roll 20. Where do you have my modifier? My spell attack bonus?
Yes, it would be.
Ooh. Okay. 24.
24. All right. With one final surge of energy, the seed bursts into flames, and there's this almost shockwave from the middle, and the worms disintegrate. The kind of black goo that clung to the ceiling, the floor, and the walls is gone. And we see the entire city. From the university, there's this invisible shockwave that just tears the blue veins, the blue plants away from the dead bodies. Some of them fall apart mid-lunge. We can see again and again as the bodies are torn apart, kind of forced back into the sea, some of them toppled over, all movement ceasing at once as the veins just disintegrate with holy fire. And for one moment, it is completely silent in the entire city. That is where we're going to take a break. Well done, everybody.
All right, we will see you in, 5 to 10 minutes per usual?
Sounds good. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Eva not being distracted by me. I'm impressed. So, with the dead once more, what are you going to do as the ritual chamber falls silent and the remnants of your fight are washed away? You can hear the heavy panting of Professor Silas Barfield, who slowly goes down the ladder and kind of just thumbs down and thought, that was much more intense than I realized it would be. Well, it was successful, I believe. So, if everything is like it should be, you made the dead go away, which apparently roamed the streets.
I feel
Is
good
there
about
like a
that.
window?
No, this is a ritual chamber. No.
Clearly, there are no windows in ritual chambers.
What are you thinking of?
Like we go outside and now the undead are all 10 feet tall.
Yeah.
Why would you say that? Thanks, I hate it. Should we go look?
I think it would be a good idea.
You might as well.
Minotaurs first. Is that not how that saying goes? I'm pretty sure that's how that saying goes.
Everybody kind of just looks at him being like, what?
Yeah, everyone's like, what are you talking about?
But nobody says it loud. Well, at least none of the NPCs.
Fine. I guess I'll lead the way.
So
Climb
you
back up
open-
the ladder.
Yeah, you open the hatch, you knock, and one of the students on staff opens the hatch from the outside, and you climb out. And roam to the gates of the university, I believe, where last you saw a brawling zombie horde. And the first thing you notice is the smell. As now, with the immediate danger past, you can smell the scent of thousands of rotting carcasses on the streets. But the closer you get, the more you can see there is no twitching limb, no movement, not a tired groan, not a trace of a blue petal. All you can see are streets filled with the bodies of those long dead, or recently dead.
You know, I don't think we considered the public health crisis that this is probably going to spark.
Feel like the impending threat of total death and annihilation of the city was a little bit more concerning than the...
On the bright side, until all of this is cleaned up, civil unrest may or may not unfold, is a little less likely to unfold.
We can hope.
Well, assuming the smell permeates the panes of my window, I think we'll be having some long nights of unrest, given the stench.
And you said those were all up and running? That's disgusting.
Not so much running as casually meandering with intent.
Shambling, I would say.
Oh, okay, yep. Yep.
It was wonderful working with you, but I believe we two are now going back home. This was enough excitement for one day.
Yes, yep.
Indeed.
Thank you. Good
Thank
seeing
you
you
for your
again.
assistance.
Lovely meeting you.
Yes. I won't do you another favor like that again. You can count on it. You owe me. And with that, Lady Morvay and her tattoo artist wife
I love that.
go through the streets. Once again, you can see them kind of moving and then walking through as the city twists around them in unnatural ways, and then they're gone from sight.
They may present themselves as a problem in the future.
You know, that's somebody's future problem. I really want a nap right now. Does anyone else, want to not worry about anything at the moment? Because it has been a long-ass day.
It's like 2 PM.
Yeah, we did a lot. Oh, I'm sorry. Were you not there for the whole,
It's
everything? Just...
actually a bit later than that. It's about 7 o'clock in the evening.
Oh, okay.
Also, we haven't slept since this started, right?
I don't believe you did, no.
No. So...
I mean, it broke out in world time 7 hours ago. 8 hours ago.
right, and there's been
More like 10.
a lot of fighting and a ritual. You know, you can go to a dance if you want. I'm going to go get some food and a nap. And
Em
I don't
still
know.
looks a bit electric.
Yeah, just her hair's all poofed out. I don't know.
Static.
Maybe a little perfume rag or something for my face. I'm done with the day. Okay?
Enjoy
Maybe
your
you
walk
can
home.
go home and get something. I'm sure your family would love to see you again.
Yeah, I was thinking of not doing that. Thank you for that.
I'm sure they're all very worried for you.
Okay, I just, the ritual that was centered... Why is it be an asshole to M hour?
We're just pointing out that your family loves you.
Okay, you two can go fuck off. I'm gonna go get a nap. And she's gonna start walking off into the city.
Alright. Where are you going to, and what are the other two doing?
I'm gonna go back to the hideout, Sahir's place.
I think Broden would go back to their manor and probably start sending off writing out a lot of letters to send out, and then like maybe go on a tour of the districts to see the damage with Pavu in tow.
Right, see him.
I am also going to head home. I don't need to get anything to eat, though, so I'm just gonna go straight back and cover my nose the whole way.
I mean, you don't technically need to breathe.
I mean, do I really know that?
It's more like you have caught yourself not breathing and being completely fine multiple times. You actually have to kind of extend conscious effort to breathe.
Huh. Well, then I guess I'll just walk back and not even bother breathing.
The dead walk the streets once more.
Convenient.
Take 2.0. All right. Mortem, what will you do there?
I'm gonna clean up.
Sounds like a good idea, yes.
Everywhere, because, the whole dying for like a week. And then...
Yeah, your room reeks.
And then having this whole mess happen right the instant I feel a little better was really, really bothersome. So I'll just be cleaning up the common areas in the bedroom and making as much noise as possible.
Perfect.
When M comes back. Quite frankly, I'll probably just kind of sit and wait for M to come back and want to take the nap before I start banging around and cleaning things and shuffling things. So
you are a true friend.
Mm-hmm.
M would have probably ended up going straight back, because I don't know what food stalls are going to be open in the middle of an apocalypse, but if she didn't see anyone selling legitimate looking wares on her straight path back, she wouldn't have stopped to look around.
It is now canon that in the entirety of the bazaar there's one person with a fruit stand. Fresh melons, fresh melons. God damn it, Gary, it's the apocalypse. That is no reason to impinge one's sense of business.
This was my time to shine. There should have been an epic chase.
Oh, Gary.
God damn it, Gary. So, from the antics of Gary to the party's way of resting and recuperating, I presume, Broden, that is just your way of how you unwind, doing politics, scheming, planning, taking in, watching.
Generally, doesn't go to bed until their set bedtime.
Of course. So, while the party is more or less passive, waiting for something to happen, the city is much less so. Broden, on your tour, you find out the damage. The population, more than 2/4 of it was slaughtered in the first wave. More even followed. The huts, completely trashed and run down. There was no way to hide. Small shack-like buildings, nothing sturdy. Few survived. Very few. And even those that would hide behind the bodies or beneath the bodies would be found by those bodies sooner or later. It's not as bad in the rest of the districts, but it's still quite bad. All the districts controlled by Abraham's hand, however, the 3 towers, the holy houses, the fabrics, the factories, they didn't sustain as much damage. Abraham's hand managed to coordinate the workers into one factory complex and then lock it down with all their members. They sustained some damage with their rigorous training and quite literally iron will. managed to prevent the worst there. However, at what cost you do not know, since Abraham's Hand is known to be one of the more ruthless gangs. The Cobblers, the Green Sash, and the Gentlemen, all very prevalent gangs, are dead. You don't know how many of their leaders have survived, but their numbers have dwindled so much that they are no threat to anybody anymore. They cannot control the district, much less anything, really. The Hunters are crippled, trying to regain at least their control of the lighthouse, but it's probably not going to work if any of the gangs move. The Sparrows, your contacts, are hurt, but still kicking, and eager. Apocalypse left them in a fortuitous position even if they lost members. You do notice the Blood Owls now and again all around the city. It seems, as you find out, Broden, that once everything started, because the Blood Owls are structured in such a way that they are few, yes, but each and every single one of them is capable of handling at least 1 or 2 night guards. They spread out into the city and protected as many people as they could. Currently, they're trying to regroup, but many of the gangs are on the move and trying to kind of prevent that. And more than once, you can see one scarlet-clad body lying in the streets. That is the general overview. Something the players do not know, but I basically want to give a quick overview of what is happening, are the following things. An hour after the fall of the dead, we can see a Goliath, a scaled Goliath, in a very quick and inconspicuous looking boat, move towards the large dome, the island where the scientists have bunkered down. In his hand, he carries a small glass with a single blue petal. This is Galvin Zalish of House Idonna. 3 hours after this has happened, we can see people moving quickly, efficiently. They are clad in what seems to be night guard garb, but amended by what seems to be like blue stripes or something. And we would notice them being the Inquisition of House Redbon, the divination agents sent out to track down and hunt whomever is responsible for this. In their hands, they each have some kind of arcane device as they spread out over the city. 4 hours after the destruction, we can see a large house, not ostentatious but practical, and in it a gathering of many people wearing scarlet garb, red coats, and their 3 leaders standing on a balcony before them as the Blood Owls reconvene. There's shouting and discussions. 6 hours after, we can see a single Aarakocra moving towards Fisher's Bay, dispatching whatever is left of those that controlled it once, as the Sparrows move over and take control of the district. At the very same time, we can see a drow of the Sparrows seeking Broden in the city, but he does not find them. We can see House Redbon and their targets, the Denul family, preparing to strike. But everything comes to a halt as things develop in a way that nobody really expected, at least not that fast. People are resilient, and with nothing better to do, oftentimes their house is destroyed. We find in bars, restaurants, even cafes, or just gatherings, mouths forming words that reach ears, that reach other ears, and so on and so forth. General unrest is spreading. Nothing is happening. Nobody really wants to step forward and do the final thing. And so the uneasiness, while there, is subdued. Tension is palpable. And then it releases in a way nobody really expected. A tiny figure walks through the harbour toward the broiling floods of black. The ship's making her look even smaller, her skin pale and brittle, her hair dirty. A child. In the light of the arcane lamps, we can see walking Clara Orion. A small child, an important child, but nobody's business until now. Before her is the black ocean. We can see her gaze fixed on the faint pinpricks of light in the very distance. The obsidian palace. Around her, people notice her as she raises a tiny fist towards the ruler of this entire city. My name is Clara O'Dane, and you have forsaken us. I speak for Tom, who died. I speak for Ashley, who died. I speak for every child that ever died under your care and protection. We were your eyes and ears. You gave us the scraps of your table and we were content. You promised us empty promises of protection and we were content. Woe is you, Queen Selene, for you brought upon you the ire of the children. And behind her, in a cafe, a single grandfather's clock strikes 12. 2 night guards walk along a street when suddenly they hear tiny footsteps behind them and in front of them and above them. Blades in the dark, and 2 bodies fall. All across the city, night guards fall to attacks from many, many small blades. And as this happens, we switch once again to where the night guards are trained. We can see a corridor where a lady with features far too sharp stands in a hallway that is almost as crimson as the clothes she wears. We can see a bird flying across beneath her trailing clouds of noxious vapors, and we can see night guards falling. And in the yard, we can see one person crackling with electricity as around them charred bodies fall to the ground. 9 hours after, House Morcath destroys every single ship that is not theirs and locks up the Obsidian Palace. And that is what happens as the party is going about their business. What are you doing?
So it is effectively the next morning now?
Yeah, it is effectively the next morning.
Clock is effectively ticking until I think Broden would understand that the clock is effectively ticking until Morcath comes for the family of Danul.
With the developments of the night, which you would be informed by, they don't have the manpower. They have nothing left. The night guards are basically dead. There is no structured night guard anymore. The Night Queen has lost complete control and the families are on their own. The only 2 people working together are House Morcath and the Night Queen, as well as her guards of, I believe it was Kenneth. No, Redrict. Something. I don't know.
Doesn't massively change what I'm going to do, just the order. I think Broden would then go, knowing that they have a little bit more breathing room, would spend some time using the recent revelations about their handiwork, and they would take some of the seeds that they possess to and plant them with new intent.
All right.
Instilling in them
intent?
Trying to make them more absorbent of magic, I would say. Like their purpose is to reach out into the world and absorb magical power.
All right. Can you please give me a spellcasting ability check? So basically just an attack roll.
Okay. So wisdom check with proficiency.
Yes.
That is a 24 total.
Interesting. You plant the seeds, and now all there is to it is to wait.
And then, that being done, probably trying to coordinate with the sparrows, trying to find individuals willing to learn druidic magic.
Give me a persuasion check, please.
That's gonna be persuasion. A 16 total.
All right. You do find some individuals who are tentatively willing to try it.
All right. I would bring them to the garden, and basically this is me laying the foundations of turning the garden into an actual druidic grove kind of thing. And I think Broden would show them how to impress their will upon a small number of the seeds, and then plant them, and then say, "All right, you're gonna be here for a while until they flower."
Okay. By the very same process with which you gained your magic, right?
Yes.
All right. While that is going on, what are the rest of you doing?
M is going to wake up. Is Sahir about?
Yes. I'm definitely about somewhere.
Good question, actually. So here, did you sleep?
I mean, I probably would have tried.
All right. Then I actually have something before everything happens. Or, well, before you wake up. So here, you lay down on your bed after cleaning loudly. And you fall into this deep slumber, like your bones are made of lead. It is comfortable. It is probably the best nap you've ever had. And then you open your eyes and kind of stand up absent-mindedly. You feel lighter than ever before. And as you drowsily kind of wake, you turn around and see your own body lying on the bed.
Can I just have one day where I can get away from this weird shit?
No.
All right. I'm gonna walk over to myself and try and poke me.
All right. You are just lying there, unresponsive.
But I can't actually affect myself, or
Depends on how hard you poke. Do you do
What?
damage?
no. Just, I can
I can move myself, kind of like shake
Yeah.
my shoulder.
Yep, you can. It's just a body lying there, unresponsive. It doesn't breathe. It doesn't do anything.
Oh, I'm gonna look over my shoulder towards the upper corner of the room. There's no giant spiders hanging out the corners of the room, are there?
No,
Oh, thank
no
God.
spiders anymore. Would you like to call out?
First thing I'm gonna do is look in the mirror. And
You
I'm not
have
gonna
no
call
reflection.
out yet. No reflection. I'm gonna head towards the sitting room with the fireplace.
You sit down. I believe now would be the moment where you awake and do whatever it is you want to do.
I'm going to head downstairs. Look around just to see if I see Sahir in the kitchen or the general downstairs area. I will also grab an apple or something from the kitchen. I assume we've got some sort of food type stuff, maybe. I assume I do not see them.
I mean, they are sitting in the room. They are plainly visible.
Oh, okay.
So he is now forever invisible.
I'll just take a big, giant bite of my apple and morning.
When you bite into a fresh apple, just
Yep.
this nice noise.
Yep.
So here,
The loudest, most annoying crunch.
Oh, we're talking
As you
about annoying
see-
noises now? Yeah, you want to go into this? Took me forever to go to sleep last night.
before
How'd
the
you
two
sleep?
characters get into their sass match, which I'm more than happy to see. So here, as she bites into the apple, as their teeth kind of break the surface, it's the first time when you think about, wow, how long have I actually not eaten? And suddenly you'd realize that gnawing hunger in your stomach. It's not, it feels different than normal hunger. It's not primal, it's not physical, it's more like the idea of curiosity or interest, but turned into a burning physical need.
I'm going out. You need anything? Before I say that, do the streets sound fine? Like, if I looked out from the kitchen, like,
Give
Are
me a
there just-
perception check, please. As you, I imagine just you leaning on a balcony or something, looking
Yeah.
over the city.
Okay. I am going to add my my d6. So it's use it or lose it, right?
Yeah.
Perception, I'm trash at. Okay, that's a 5. It's fine.
Alright.
It's fine.
You are too distracted by both the smell of rotting bodies, which are now mingled by the smell of smoke, and as you kind of gaze into the distance, you can see roughly where Halagas Yard is, so the training center for every night guard. There is this orange glow that tinges the normally lightest night or day.
Well,
Which is probably about the moment where you realize, oh, something is going very wrong.
yeah. Yeah.
Depending on your philosophy, really.
Something's going anyway. There's a to-do down by down by that night guard center, and I got some things I want to check on, but you good? You want to come with me? You want to do your own Sahir things? She's gonna take another like giant bite out of this apple.
Totally not paying attention to you like the whole time you're looking and then start talking, and I kind of hear you ask, and I just wave a dismissive left hand. Yeah, no, great. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay. You're good here to have good old time.
Yep, have fun. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
She's going to take a little bite, like that much of a chunk of apple, and just set it on the floor. I haven't seen your rat lately, but if he's hungry, there's some apple. And then
that apple's gone in seconds.
Oh, good. And then she's going to... I think Baramani was in the bazaar, is that right?
Baramani was in the bazaar, correct. Usually a very specific bar.
Yeah. They're gonna make their way down there, I think, carefully, just sort of checking everything out between here and there.
As you walk down the streets, this is probably the first time you truly realize the extent of the destruction that occurred. Because normally Sahani always has a few people around, crowds upon crowds, if it's in a popular place.
She's gonna just do a little mage armor before she leaves the house. Just like
Sounds good. Sounds good. What does it look like?
I believe I said it looked like shattering glass. Just sort of sinking into her skin.
I mean, it doesn't always have to look the same, so...
That's really good, because my memory, she is not so good. This time it definitely looks like a shattered glass surface, just sort of. Yeah. Okay. And now my AC is still correct on the Zoom.
So, you walk through the cities and through the bodies. Even before you reach what is left of the bar, you're pretty sure you won't find anybody there who's alive. But I imagine you enter still eager to find out what has occurred, where you find the body of one of Mr. Baramani's guards, Stefan, this spindly, pale, kind of nice person, collapsed in a way that suggests that he indeed has fallen to the blue petals. There is no trace of Celia or anybody else. The whole bar looks completely wrecked. Everybody has weapons out. They seem to have put up a fight, but there is no winning against an endless enemy. As you kind of look at one of the glasses which inexplicably survived on a table. The stools are broken, the table, however, still stands, and the glass still has about half filled with what seems to be like an amber liquid. You hear behind you a very dry. And as you turn around, I presume?
Absolutely.
You can see a tall human with short hair, kind of shaved on the sides and violet eyes. And as he moves in, he has this air of sophisticated grace that only usually accompanies nobles. And his immaculate clothing also suggests a richer background. May I enter?
I mean, it's not my place, really, so... Yeah. Welcome to the end of the
He
world.
steps across the threshold of the door and chuckles. Beyond the end of the world, really.
Yeah, that's not threatening or intimidating at all. If you're looking for a drink, I haven't checked behind the bar. I think the proprietor might be out for a moment.
Not looking for a drink. I'm looking for mercy, although. That is you, yes?
Okay, we've gotten more intimidating. Love that for me.
I apologize.
Who may I ask is asking?
He looks around, sees that nobody is around. He kind of cocks his head, listening. Says nothing for about a while, obviously checking if there's anybody.
Did I recognize anything about
I have
him?
no idea who this is.
Okay, or what?
The clothes are very expensive, so somebody with a lot of money.
Okay, well.
But the fact that you don't recognize... Actually, you might. Give me a persuasion check, please.
Persuasion, yes.
Just to retroactively track your influence upon the noble circles.
Where's persuasion? Ooh! I'm not trash at that. 19.
19. It didn't come to you at first because you've only heard descriptions of him. Usually by swooning ladies, kind of just going, and quite a few men, to be quite honest, going, oh, he's pretty. This is the one that your brother told you about. This is Kale, the one whom your brother sent to investigate, who apparently has now found you and just investigating you. But as you asked him who he is, and he waits, is kind of looking suspiciously around. He wants to determine nobody is there. My name is Kale, but what is more important is my last name. My name is Kale Celine.
That rings a bell.
Wow.
You found me.
Your brother wants you to attend something. A gathering.
I'm sure they do. What, my schedule has conveniently freed up a bit, it seems. And they'll gesture around the trashed bar. And I don't know that I'll have anything on the docket anytime soon. What, where, when, whomst?
All of these are things that you might not know, or you may not know. I would like you to look into my eyes and not resist.
Okay, I've heard that line before.
Like, the way he says it, it's like, it might be intimidating, but his body language is just really awkward, like he's rubbing his upper arm
Right.
as he says it.
I would...
It's the easiest way of transporting you around the city without having you blindfolded in what is a very aggressive climate right now.
You know what? Why not? What's the worst that could happen? And she'll do it.
Don't ask that.
It's been a hell of a week.
It has. You kind of catch his eyes for but a moment. Everything goes blank. Would you like to roll a charisma saving throw?
Nah, I don't care. Mercy, I care. Hang on. I care. Mercy's fine. She doesn't care.
Fuck this.
I want to make that explicitly clear.
Right. So here, you have no idea of Broden recruiting a druid cult. or Mercy being half abducted, half invited by what seems to be a lost member of the royal family. You're just sitting in your living room looking for all the world, deep in thought. What are you doing?
After M's gone, I'm gonna. I'm sorry, refresh my memory. I realize I'm very hungry. Is it having like an effect on my demeanor?
Not more than being hungry usually does.
Oh, okay, so I'm angry. Okay, gotcha. I'm going back to my room at a quickened pace. I will open the door, slide in, shut it gently behind me, and take a look at myself. God, that's a weird. I take a look at myself laying on the bed.
Yeah.
Weird phrase.
You look for all the world peaceful. Dead, but peaceful.
Does this shit come with a user's manual or something? I'm gonna go back over to myself and shake me again. Like grab
Just shake
my shirt and
yourself.
just like start shaking myself. See if there's any effect.
The shaking itself brings no effect, but as you kind of grow more and more frustrated, like, somebody tell me what to do. I have no idea what's happening with me.
I'm gonna slap myself.
Yeah. Suddenly there's this sharp sting on your cheek, like far sharper than if you had just slapped yourself with the same force.
Oh, that's interesting.
You take 2 points of damage.
Oh, great.
Slapping damage, my favorite damage.
Slap. Kind of, I sit there kind of stunned for a moment, and I think for a little bit, and oh geez, okay. I need a box. Oh, I need a big, sturdy box.
You do know an Undertaker, if he's alive. If they're alive, no.
I do know an Undertaker. I need a big, sturdy box. Okay. I'm gonna, like, I walk over to my desk, dresser, desk, and I lean forward with my hands placed on the wood, and I just am staring straight into the mirror. And I would like to narratively accidentally slip back into that mirror realm.
So you kind of brace yourself, unsure what to do on the mirror, and you kind of lie your forehead against it, thinking mirrors, your own body slipping away, literally. Almost, you didn't notice it almost. There's something cool in your face and around you. As you open, you find yourself back in that world of many, many edges, with pathways that make no sense, with perspectives that are not your own. For some reason, you feel linked, not at peace, but thrilled, like the possibilities have become your own.
Okay. When I find myself there, I I'm just going to start searching for an exit again.
All right.
I'm going to just wander around and just
Could you
keep
please
looking.
give me a charisma check with your proficiency bonus?
So I rolled a 5. So that's a 7.
Do you still have that advantage?
I didn't have to use it in the fight at all because everything was flanked. Oh, that was a 3, so that's even better. So I have a 5 and a 7.
Interesting. So you walk, and it's not like you're trapped here, but you see flickers of scenes behind mirrors, behind glasses, upon window panes, and you wander and you lose yourself in this world. And you don't know how many hours go by, but they have to be many, or perhaps but a few. When you hear and see then another voice, another wanderer who seems more real to you than anything. Yet they are but a twisted mess of edges and glistening and far too many same faces that are different somehow. It gives you a headache to look at, but for some reason you can't look away and you feel drawn, familiar. And out loud, you hear for the first time a voice that you heard in your head. Now, would you look at that? It seems that the newcomer has found their way to us. Welcome, welcome. How do you like our little world of mirrors?
I'll just kind of look around for anyone else because I'm not digging the reflection person here. Well, for all the mirrors, the view's pretty much crap.
Right. You just need to look right. Left, right. Up, maybe.
I'm sorry, and who are you?
None of your concern. I am but the leader of our people, your people, too.
My people?
Yes. Fairy.
Excuse
We
me?
are those that reside in reflections. Fairy. That is my name. And thy name.
Okay.
Do you not know what you are?
Oh, shit, I'm still asleep, aren't I?
No.
No?
No.
Okay, well.
Are you lost?
I guess so. Tell me everything? Can you?
I can tell you everything and nothing, but you won't make sense of it. And the creature gestures with what might be arms towards the entire realm. That is the essence of this. We are both an answer and a question. Sense and nonsense. The others don't understand us. They're too straightforward. They know nothing and everything. But we know it all at once. You've lost yourself here. Remember it well. After all, to lose oneself is to find oneself. You think I don't make sense? I don't, but I do.
Yeah, okay. This
Sahir is done. Trademark.
this has been real enlightening. And not.
Yes.
If you don't mind, I'm just going to take a look around some more. But also keep my eyes shut.
You are learning. You are learning, indeed. Watch out when you crack, though. You might shatter. It is a most wondrous feeling, but disconcerting at first and last. Goodbye. And there's nothing. But everything.
Oh, God. What the hell have I gotten myself into?
Smash cut to Mercy.
Honestly, I was going to keep wandering around till I don't know if Mercy has anything reflective on her person.
Unfortunately, you can't. You feel like you could try to observe something through the reflection, but since you are so new to this, you don't know how to orientate yourself. You don't know how to do it. It's a possibility, but not one you can pursue right now. You just see too many things that don't make sense. You're kind of just wandering, as you are now, since you failed the check, trapped for 24 hours in the mirror world.
Y'all have fun.
This is a great ability. You can get around in no time, but you're stuck if you fail. Mercy, you feel your head is filled with clouds and you feel drugged. But suddenly you latch on to something sturdy. It is bright violet, and you kind of see it, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and soon fills out your whole vision. Then you blink and you stand, head completely clear, in what seems to be a warehouse. You're currently looking into Kale's eyes. Are you back?
I'm going to immediately check for my tome book of poetry. My
It finds your hand immediately.
Back is a strong word. And she'll blink and look away and look. Take in the sights.
You find yourself in a hall of steel with a few doors which look incredibly secure. There is what seems to be a round table, which you can definitely picture a lot of important people standing around discussing angrily at each other. But currently, there are 4 other people. One of them, you actually have problems recognizing. Posture straight, purpose burning in their eyes. You can see your brother, your sibling, my apologies, standing in what seems to be night guard, the midnight silk shadow kind of trailing around them, clutching one of what seems to be like one of these baton-like weapons, but imagine a small scythe almost. And they're currently crossing their arms and seem to be discussing something with the other 3 individuals, which you immediately recognize, even if you've never heard of them, never seen them before. One of them is a lady who looks, in the most literal sense of the word, sharp. You can see her fingers kind of curling into edges. You can see her lashes almost cutting the air when she blinks. Everything about her seems unreal and contrasting with the world around her. From the tales, you recognize her as Amy Dzinski, the Bladed Mistress, second in command of the Blood Owls. Then, you see next to her another person, this time what seems to be a kobold. They are quite small, even for kobolds, and have these grey scales. And as they gesture while they're talking, you can see all on them eyes blinking again and again and again, different colors. You recognize this person as one of the co-leaders of Abraham's Hand, Ganas Marathi. And talking to them is perhaps the most imposing person of all. Imposing enough, actually, that I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. As next to him stands this incredibly plain-looking man. Blue eyes, what seems to be brown, middle long-ish hair, and scaled. So humanoid-ish, but with scales. But as soon as you see them, you are seized by this terrible, terrible fear of something so much stronger than you, so much better than you, that you feel the need to immediately run away. What's your wisdom saving throw?
That's 9.
9. You actually go and kind of just run as fast as you can, but then you can feel Kale's hand on your shoulder. And as you whip around, you find his eyes again. Do you make a charisma saving throw? Basically, do you resist whatever he's doing? Okay. And you can feel your mind kind of calming, as if somebody had cast calm emotions on you. But not the spell. Relax.
Yeah. This seems like just a regular old get together. Nothing to be stressed about here.
And with that, we end today's session. On what I think is one of the best sentences to end a session on. All right, things are happening. Who wants to do sign-offs first?
Hi, I'm Wren, and I'll go first. Since I started first, I'll go first. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Thorny Dryad, like a prickly bush. I'm a podcaster, variety streamer, and amateur tabletop role-playing game player. And you can hear me on a podcast called Roads Uncharted, which is currently releasing second season content. You can find that on Spotify, Apple, wherever you can find a podcast. It's there, I promise. This was great. This is great. My favorite part about today was definitely I'm probably going to have to go with the old man clinging to the ladder desperately during the fight and still coming down winded somehow. I don't know. It's pretty great. Did I miss anything? I think I'm okay.
Hi, I'm Raven. I don't really exactly have a whole lot to plug. I haven't streamed in a while, although for the summer break, I might start again. I'm on Twitter at unanimous2, as in we are unanimous, and that's about it. My favorite moment from today's session, I think that reveal that Hero is either like a night guard or of the gang. What are they called? The Night Weavers. And is conspiring with the leaders of several other gangs, which is rather peculiar. I think I'll take that as my favorite moment from this session.
I have a button that unmutes for me. I don't know why I don't just hit the button. Hi, I'm Eva. This is still my channel, as it was at the beginning of the stream. Thank you. That's not my sign off. That's like the end of stream stuff. I was doing so well until right now when my brain just quit on me. I am back here again at 3 p.m. Pacific Horizon's Call is off this week and next week, but we are replacing it with some fun one-shots. Tonight is Dinosaur Racing. Pretty excited about that. I get to ride an ankylosaur. It's cool. I'm excited. I might have a little pet. We don't know. Yes. This is the last day for St. Jude, so thank you all for making it amazing. I really appreciate that. I do promise that I will do a Lady Demiscrew. Everyone says it differently, so I don't Dami Mommy cosplay for Pride Month. Looking forward to that. And my favorite moment, gosh, I loved this whole session. I think it was probably Amanda and Orleana just walking off into the sunset like, you owe us. Like, okay, yeah, you could have just done that out of, like, I don't know, a little bit of civic duty, but whatever, it's fine. I love them. I would die for them. I might. We don't know. Yes, that's it. That's me.
You might. Hello, I am still Swapper. I still GM this game. And apart from that, I don't believe I have anything to promote for myself. I have a Twitter. It's called @GreatSimplicity. You can go there and look at me doing absolutely nothing with it until remember it exists. My favorite moment of the session, God, there were so many. I like the ritual, but I'm just a sucker for reveals. I'm sorry, I just really waited to drop the Celine reveal on you that there's still people who are, not the Night Queen who have that name and family rights and everything, because it complicates everything, and I like complications. That was it from me. I don't believe there's anything else, is there? Don't know why I just went into a different accent.
It's fine. All accents welcome here. I think that does it. We're done on time.
We're done.
Yeah. We will see you in 2 weeks for more City of Shadows. If you want to stick around for a raid, I'm going to send us over to Anthony under review, who's playing Mass Effect, which is not really like this at all. But he is raising money for Stack Up. So, why don't I just copy paste things? We don't know. Also, he's good people. Also, I can't type or spell, so that's cool. Love that. We will see you all next time. Take care of yourselves. Love you.
Don't be eaten by a zombie apocalypse.
Please don't. Please don't at all.
Please cause one.
No, also,
I dare you.
Also, maybe don't do that. We already have one Burden. Bye, everyone.